Darian, coming to the end of a long week here and a long season, as a veteran of these international type meets, how has Rome been different than some of the other meets that you've been at in the past?
Well, for starters, it'd definitely be the hottest meets I've been to. Something like 40 degree plus Celsius every day at the pool, which was something all the swimmers had to kind of fight against. But organization was great. Rome's a great place. All the people are very friendly. But this is my second World Champs. My first one was in Barcelona '03. I missed the next two, so this being my second one, it's great to be here. Very, very different atmosphere to the Olympics. The Olympics, you have all the other sports going on. Here we only have the aquatic sports. So a little bit different feel, but definitely still very competitive, and it was a good experience for me.
Even though it's not the Olympics, it seems like the crowd here has been as excited for these races as they were last summer in Beijing. Is that kind of accurate? I mean, from the pool deck perspective, what's it been like down there right by the pool?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Italians have come out in force here to support their swimmers, and not only the Italians. I mean, I know whenever there was a German swimmer swimming, Paul Biener was swimming, the crowd went crazy for him. They went crazy for Michael Phelps as usual. So there was a lot of support for all the swimming in general. But yeah, the Italians did a great job of organization. They had to fight the heat as well, and they provided enough water and food for us at the swimming venue. So yeah, it's been great, and I think Italy definitely did themselves proud.
Yeah. Two finals, both the 4x100 free and the 4x200 freestyle, and a good bounce back from last year's Beijing performances. Is that accurate?
Yeah, definitely. My two swims were pretty much the same as last year at Beijing, same split times and everything, so I was happy with that. Both relay teams did slightly better. We got, I think, 7th in the final in the 400 free last year, and we got, I think, 6th this time. So one place better, new African and South African record, and the same in the 4x2. The 4x1, definitely we have Gideon Lowe probably coming back next year after his break, so that's definitely going to get faster again. And 4x2, it's still a young team, so yeah, we can definitely look to do something in the years to come with those two teams.
Talk about your year of training. Post-Olympics, a lot of times there's the Olympic hangover is what the term people like to use for it. I know that you just told me that you had some pretty inconsistent training when, sometimes over in the States in Tucson and sometimes back in South Africa. How did that play into your week this week?
Well, set off the Olympics, everyone talks about the post-Olympic depression, and a lot of people do take some time off, and you could kind of see that in the World Cups last year. It wasn't quite as well supported as years before. So I decided not to do that. I decided to just go straight back into training, and I worked off that base that I'd worked on for the Olympics, so I swam the rest of the year pretty much just off that base. And I swam really well, I did some great times in the World Cups and things like that. I trained really well, leading up into trials, which was in April in South Africa for us. I had a great trials, went to French Nationals, did a best time there, and I was ranked first for the IM all the way up until the US trials. And then I think it was Lochte and Chanteau went a little bit better than me. And then, I think the season leading up to World Champs for me, to be honest, wasn't great. Like you said, I had 2 weeks training here, 2 weeks training there. Never really a solid 2 months of training. It was always interrupted with either an injury, an illness, or meets I had to do in the Europe with the South African team. So I came into World Champs kind of a little bit, not sure where I was fitness-wise. But I still swam as best I could, and I still was almost on my best time, so I was happy with that. But definitely I'm going to learn from this experience, and hopefully next time, I'll be able to put in some solid training as opposed to, like I said, patchy training. And I know Aaron Pearsall said it a couple years ago, I think before 2005 World Champs. He said he came into the meet kind of also unsure about, where he was training-wise. And that's kind of how I felt this way this time. So I definitely going to learn from the experience and hopefully not make the mistake next time.
One of the other inconsistencies this season has been the suit topic, and I hate to even bring it up because I know it's such an annoying thing to talk about all the time, but I mean, especially for you who's been used to, you were training in the Blue 70 or racing in the Blue 70 most of the year, and then there's rules with your team and their alliances with other companies and whatnot. Are you looking forward to it just kind of being decided and maybe having the suits not the topic next year?
Yeah, I think definitely, I was... forced is a horrible word to use, but I was forced to swim in an arena at this meet. The arena suit is a good suit. I mean, you've seen from the world records that it's broken, so that wasn't a bad thing. The only issue I had with swimming in arena was we only got the suits about, I think it was 5 or 6 days before the actual start of the meet, and to get used to a suit in that amount of time is not ideal, Mm-hmm. So, but after this meet, I definitely am going back to my sponsor Blue 70 and swim in those in the World Cups, one that I'm comfortable in. So, but yeah, starting January, I guess the new rule is jammers. So, not much the swimmers can do about it. You know, we can shout all we want, but you know, FINA make the final decision. But yeah, it will be nice to finally not have that issue. You know, coming into a meet, oh, what suit am I going to wear? What suit is this guy going to wear? It just levels the playing field. In that regard, it's going to be nice. I will say that, you know, I think I would love the suits to have stayed. I just think maybe they could have leveled the playing field by not allowing any new suits, or you know, put a restriction on the amount of material like they did. Yeah, it would be nice to keep the suits, but that's not my choice. So hopefully, you know, the sport of swimming doesn't suffer from that decision.
But why isn't it your choice? Do you feel like FINA did anything to talk to the athletes or get an athlete's opinion? Current athletes, not just past athletes. Do you think they did a job of getting that voice out there?
Not really. I think they could have done a better job of, like, you look at any other major sport, you know, in MLB or the NHL, the NFL, you know, they have a players' union, where if the players have, a collective group of players have an issue with a rule, you know, they have like a representative, they'll go and talk to the commissioner or whatever. And I think, you know, swimming needs one of those. I think it's gotten big enough as a world sport now that it deserves to have, you know, a swimmers' union where we have a representative speaking out for the swimmers. I don't know whether the swimmers would have voted for the suits or against it. You know, the amount of swimmers I've spoken to have kind of been 50-50 on the topic. Mm-hmm. But, you know, during World Champs, suddenly the rule comes out, or I heard some statistic that, you know, 65 out of 80 countries voted for the banning of the suits. You know, and who are those people voting? You know, they're the people that aren't swimming. So, you know, we're the ones who have to swim in the suit. We're the ones who are doing the sport out there. So I think we should have some kind of say. So I don't know if some sort of, you know, union gets put together. Hopefully it does before 2012.
And it's something that, especially for you, becomes important because you got to continue to figure out how to keep doing this, you know, and make a living while doing this. How are you planning on doing that for the next couple of years? Is that, because you said World Cup, what beyond the fall are you going to be doing? Yeah,
obviously, you know, I'm done with college. I'm graduating in May, and so, you know, I've chosen swimming as my career for this point in my life. But yeah, World Cups, you know, Mare Nostrum is another series that's getting quite popular. So I'm going to be aiming at those. And then obviously next year for me is Commonwealth Games in October. So yeah, I'm going to be going for that. It's going to be in India apparently, which will be very exciting to go to. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the major meets, the World Cups for me are going to be a major focus for the next couple of years. They're a lot of fun to do. You meet so many new people, see some great countries. It's great for swimming, you know, it just gets the name out there a little bit more. But yeah, to make a living out of swimming now that the suits are going, you know, it's definitely leveled the playing field, but, you know, at the same time, you know, all the records that have been set with the suits now all of a sudden, you know, are going to seem almost impossible to get, but, you know, just have to once again go back to the drawing board and work on things that, you know, you didn't get from the suits anymore. A lot of people have spoken about how the suits, you made that first 50 seem real easy and then you build from there. But now without those suits, you know, you're going to have to find another way to make that first 50 easy. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the coaching techniques, I think, are going to have to change again. Especially for breaststroke, you know, to get your hips out the water, and the breaststroke was a lot easier with the suits. Now, without the suits, you know, you're going to have to do that yourself. So I think coaching and swimming are both going to have to change a little bit now the suits are gone.
Yeah. Good stuff, Darian. Hoping that you have the best of luck in the next fall, and looking forward to talking to you more about it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Darian.